You want to come by? Come on over. We'll give you the address right after the kickoff as the referee blows his whistle, and we are underway from Edison. Kickoff goes far side, and it's a live ball, don't forget. It is picked up and trying to swing around and get some yardage to around the 15, but nothing doing it, and a late hit out of bounds. That's going to provoke a flag. The returner was Kevin Johnson, and probably 15 yards after that.
Absolutely. I mean, he had the ball on the left hash, decided to take it across country, looking for blockers to set himself up, but despite the average return, you're going to get 15 right there.
Well, personal foul for that late hit will bring some people back, but we're trying to encourage people to get here. 1st and 10, they'll spot the ball at the 32-yard line. Sharks in a shotgun formation here as taking, I guess, a play action, and it is caught going down to about the 35-yard line for a 3-yard pickup. By the way, the quarterback for the Jersey Sharks, Manny Cabasa, who's a very veteran guy, especially for quarterbacking in Major League Football. We've seen him many a times, of course, playing for several teams, and now he gets his chance with the Sharks.
Absolutely. I mean, a good start there. You just want to feel it out a little bit. Nice gain, set up a nice screen. He looks like the
shotgun. He always loves playing a wide open football here, and in this case, he's looking to go heavy on the far side. 4 receivers, 3 on the left. Back to his left. Cabasa looking to get somebody to jump, and this is going to be a handoff. Trying to move up the middle is Daquan Gray, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and probably about 6.5.
Yeah, a strong trend in football nowadays are these RPOs. We talked about them last week, run-pass option. That's your typical draw play that just went up the middle. But this quarterback is more than capable of tucking it back in and taking it off himself. So the defense has
7 from the 35-yard line. Cabasa will line up in a shotgun. Again, only 3 receivers this time, slot left. They're going to move Edward Evans in motion more in a bunch to the right. And now Cabasa will take the shotgun, have a couple of seconds, throw to the left. The pass is caught, and moving over to the 45 and to the 49 before getting pile driven is Edward Evans, a 14-yard pickup, and that is a first down for the Sharks. And just so you know, Dave, that first down brought to you by the U.S. Marines Corps Recruiting. Another Marine has answered the call as the single greatest weapon in the United States, the elite fighting spirit. Whether you're fighting for a first down or the country, both fight to win.
Absolutely. Great play there. Nice design, easy route. But like I said in last week's game, a lot of these receivers are very, very good at getting the ball in open space and making plays, and that's exactly what that was. You're looking for that yak ability, the yards after the catch.
Happy yak skinning, and we're not even November yet. They're gonna start just shy of midfield, 1st and 10. As Cabasa in the shotgun, they'll evenly divide the receivers. Taking the snap, going back, he's going to throw left, and a pass nearly picked off. Reading that one was Justin McCants, the veteran defensive back, and he knocked that ball away. That wasn't necessarily a pretty spiral from Cabasa, but fortunate for him, it was incomplete.
Yeah, a little bit of a duck, but he also had very, very high pressure in his face the entire time, so he wound up on his rear end.
Down the game in that 15-yard pickup. Ball right on the midfield stripe. 2nd and 10. They're going to go with the good old pistolero here. Cabasa will hand this one off. A spin move and nothing doing at all as Daquan Gray had absolutely nowhere to go that time. And it'll make it, I'd say, a 2 or 3 yard loss brought down by number 25, which I don't have a name for.
Just keep in mind that defensive techniques. I'm telling you right now, the defensive line, the front, are getting great penetration early, and they sniff that out. They also have a very vocal sidelines that are sniffing out runs and passes. So as soon as they hear that run call from their sidelines, they're sniffing out that ball carrier and looking down instead of up for a pass.
So now 3rd and long after the nearly 3-yard loss. Sharks are back at their own 47. They are dressed in all blue. The Hawkeyes dressed in a dark gray and gold, almost like the Iowa Hawkeyes in a way. On 3rd and 12, back goes Cabasa, throws off his back foot, and the pass is caught at the 35-yard line for a first down. 18-yard pickup and a tremendous catch by number 18, Kareem Stewart. He was 5'9", 165, and he had to be 7.5 feet to come up with that one.
Absolutely. Great pass by Cabasa. He had the time this time, let the receivers develop, and it looked like it was your simple post route over the middle. The safety just kind of hanging back.
34-yard line, opening drive of this game being played in a light but steady rain here in Edison, New Jersey, and J.P. Stevens High School. Cabasa will pitch out. This is Evans this time, but he ends up falling behind the line of scrimmage, probably for another loss on the play, this time brought down by Khalil Doumbia.
Yeah, no, it was your typical sweep. It wasn't anything fancy on that one. Just trying to establish a little bit of a run game, first drive. Just want to try everything. And it looks to me right off the bat that the Sharks are going via script. You know, they're not trying to play to the strengths or weaknesses of this defense because they don't know that yet. I mean, they definitely have probably studied their tape over the week of this Hawkeye defense. However, I think this is basically they're going down a list, Tom, and that's what you do at this level of football. You have your set plays, you try everything, and you see what works. You throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, see what sticks.
All right, so in this case, a 3-yard loss. So 2nd and 13. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. This time, Cabasa will go empty backfield this time, heavy on the right side. Cabasa with the snap. He's going to throw short. And once again, that is Evans. Evans crossing a 35 and takes a wallop from Anthony Willis close to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 6, but I'll tell you one thing. Evans sure paid for his 6 yards there.
Yeah, I mean, Cabasa's got to be careful because right prior to that snap, it looked like he moved a little bit, kind of gave it away that he was going to do a
first half of this day was pretty nice, but then the storm has rolled in. A lot of areas under a flash flood watch, but hopefully the heavy rains will stay till after the game. Cabasa now in the shotgun. He evenly divides his receivers on 3rd and 7 from the 31-yard line. Long audible this time. Cabasa waiting for the snap at some point. Better be careful it's not a delay a game here. It's a low snap, and he loses his footing on the football and has to fall right on top of it. So all the long counting ends up going for naught as it was a bad snap by the center, and Cabasa loses 5, and now he got 4th and long. So what do you do here, Dave?
Well, 4th and long in this point of the field. It doesn't look like, the field goal kicking is probably going to be a little difficult. And these special teams units, they like to send 2 guys back to basically cover the entire field. So 2 guys back right now, even a third on a short punt in case it's shanked.
While standing at the midfield stripe for the Sharks, they're going to try and pin him probably inside the 15 if possible. Here is the snap, and it is a short punt. They will pin him, but I don't think it's going to make it past the 20-yard line.
Not at all. He's going to get a fair spot here. The Hawkeyes
very fair spot.
They're going to start this drive on their own 26.
There's a flag down.
So up on the 30-yard line regardless. So unless the Sharks think that was just or the Hawkeyes think that these returns are more than capable of returning it past the 30, I would have maybe contemplated taking that penalty.
Yeah, I would have to say the same thing. An interesting decision upon the Hawkeyes head coach, MacArthur Kelly. He's the one that decided to call on to have it kicked again, which is a little surprising because it would have been very nice field position, and if they were allowed to add the 5-yard penalty, they probably are close to the 30-yard line. But
right.
Meanwhile, we're going to see what Walker does again as the 2 defenders stand inside their own 10-yard line. We'll see if he gets a second chance of redemption.
Ooh.
And it's a knuckleball, but it's going to end up being the same result. So 5-yard penalty or not, it ends up being 1st and 10 for the 20 at the 23 for the Hawkeyes. We'll come back with their first drive in a moment. No score between the Hawkeyes and the Sharks from J.P. Stevens. Oh, sorry about that. The Hawkeyes in their opening play here in this game, as here's a pass that is caught by Malik Walker. The quarterback is A.J. Nucciello, as he was able to drive that pass into about what looks to be the 34-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a first down and a gain of 11. However, we have a roughing the passer penalty against the Sharks, so that's going to add 15 more yards to the play.
Yeah, not your ideal start for the Sharks defense here. They got to be careful. The quarterback was just hanging back there in the pocket. And once he releases, you got to try your very best to hold back a little bit.
All right, so it is 1st and 10 after they mark off the 15-yard penalty at the 49-yard line. Opening drive for the Sharks netted 2 first downs, but unfortunately their drive stalled as deep as the Hawkeye 31-yard line. Now the Hawkeyes, of course, they are trying to get themselves going as they got a 14-yard pickup, but a 11-yard pickup, and then the roughing the passer add-on, so a net of 26 on the opening play. So the Sharks defense is going to have to play a lot more disciplined than that. Nacello on 1st and 10 from the 49. He's mobile. He's going to try and run and fire, and that pass, they're going to rule it incomplete. So that was intended for number 12, Kyle Ward, but it just kind of snuck in, defended by Corey Walker very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback's got to be careful.
Basically in dark gray, gold numbers, black helmets. The Sharks, of course, in all blue helmets and basically pants and shirt. Here's a handoff off of right side, and into Shark territory goes George Stevens, and he gets about 2 yards, which will make it 3rd and 8. Now the Hawkeyes are in Shark territory to 49.
Yeah, manageable 3rd down coming up here. Looks like these receivers are very, very quick with their routes. And you know, as soon as they could break across, remember, you're only 8 yards away, so you could do.
Sharks got 2 first downs their opening drive. Hawkeyes have 1. And they're going to evenly divide the receiver field. Back to the left of Nacello on 3rd and 8. Short drop pass is going to be caught. And sneaking around to the 40 and making a couple of juke moves was Ronald Butler, who gets to the 36, and that's going to be a first down for the Hawkeyes. 13 yards on the play.
Well, just like I said, they were going to probably run some kind of 10 and stop. This time it was a 7 and stop, so in my mind, I'm losing my mind saying, why are you not running to the first down marker first? But obviously the kid just showed that he's got a lot of skills and ability to I don't know, our producer
to catch the
screwed me up.
defense off guard, and that's what Butler did in that case.
Threw my whole game off on that one.
Hey, my game's always thrown off, as you know,
I'm going to
Dave.
sit next to the PA guy just so I can't be.
I won't be able to hear myself think then,
so
Dave. But then
distracted.
again, but of course, the person behind the controls, Howard Gaver, we got to give him his due, of course. Without him, we wouldn't be doing this.
And blame him, too. Blame him.
Well, we'll leave that for another time. 1st and 10. They're going to spot the ball to 37. Inside handoff, and nothing doing. I'll tell you something, that was quite a tackle by Trevor Jackson, who planted the back probably for right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You know, I'm watching Trevor Jackson move side to side, and he's moving people around, and he's quick. And then I take a look at my stat sheet in front of me and realize he's 6'4", 330 pounds, and he's moving that fast. So very good penetration up front. Didn't need any help. Got off his block and made a great stop.
That was more like an Edison collision play on.
Ooh, that was a plug
defense.
on a sponsor, wasn't it? That was a plug on a sponsor.
Well, I could have done it the other way, but I forgot.
Tom Wilkins. He's done this before, folks.
And I'll do it again from the World War II song in the same name. But anyway, 2nd and 10 from the 37 as Nacello in the shotgun. Short drop, looks, and
got him across.
Oh, caught up the middle, grind to the 20, missed tackle, 15, 10, he's coming home, and it's going to be a score. Welcome to the end zone. What a tremendous catch and run by Malik Walker, 37 yards, and he's still high-stepping to the opposite side. The Hawkeyes strike first. Great pass by Nacello, who got through a lot of traffic, found it. It'll be an I formation. See how the defense lines up, more of a goal line stand. 2-point conversion in the I formation. Nacello waiting for a signal. Takes a snap. Handoff to the right side. And an easy score, 2-point conversion. That is number 9, George Stevens, who converts the 2-pointer. So, as we're midway first quarter, we'll take this pause in the heavy rain in Edison. 8-0. The Hawkeyes lead the Jersey Sharks. Referee blows his whistle as we get the ensuing kickoff from the Hawkeyes. This one is a low line drive. He's going to go to the up end this time at about the 20-yard line. Let's see what he decides to do. He'll break through one tackle. That is Damian Thomas, who gets to about the 31-yard line. Just to give you the other sponsors, by the way, Jersey Sharks football also brought to you by Chris Michael's Steakhouse and Lounge, located at 40 Oakwood Avenue in Woodbridge. You can visit them online at chrismichaelsnj.com or call 732-634-5355. We're also brought to you by Team NJ Fast Pitch Softball. It's Outback.
I don't eat steak so much, but I do party. And they have a great lounge at night and very high-priced drinks, but they're great.
I might have to take one of them after the game. All right, 1st and 10. Here's a delayed handoff up the middle to about the 34-yard line. That looked to be Daquan Gray, and he's able to pick up 3 on the play as the rain starts to pick up again here at J.P. Stevens High School.
You're going to have to keep your eye on this weather only for the sole purpose that will alter your game plan. It'll alter the plays you call. It remains to see if this quarterback can throw.
Home, just visit the Jersey Sharks Facebook page or the Somerset Bears football Facebook page.
Next week.
That's next week. I'm sorry. That's what was written on there. All right, 2nd and 7. Here's a pass that is caught, and it's going to be for nothing, but a flag is down. I think Cabasa got hit
slow to get
after
up.
the pass, and you're right, slow to get up. Let's see what the penalty is all about first of all.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, he's going to try out these quick hitter routes, and he did just that, but looks like we're going to get.
Well, let's see what the official says here. It's going to be a roughing the passer call against the defense, so that's a free 1st down for the Sharks.
You got to take momentum where it presents itself, and a penalty like that, it's a killer for a defense like the Hawkeyes. You just got to be careful. Like we said before, you don't want to. I mean, I understand
another crucial play, and it might be coming at any moment here from Edison. Remember, if you want to stay dry, just check out the Jersey Sharks Facebook page. I wanted to make that clear earlier here. On 1st and 10, here's a handoff, and once again, that is Daquan Gray, and I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. If he did, let's just say a little lucky there, but they're going to say no gain on a play and 2nd and 10.
Yeah, high majority calls on 1st and 10s, especially after a long penalty like that. You still just want to establish your running game. It's not going to get any drier out there, so they definitely want to establish a running game, make sure these guys are.
Have to grin and bear these conditions, but hey, it's comfortable weather and not 95 degrees, and you're going to need a drink of water.
And it's football. So.
Exactly. 2nd and 10 for the 49. Cabasa in the shotgun, waits for the snap. He's under a rush this time. He has to throw deep. He has a receiver open, and it's just a little bit too far past Kareem Stewart. He had a step on the defender that time. And I think that was Kel Gallimore that he beat along the inside, but Cabasa had to release just a tad bit early and kind of overthrew.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, if that was on the inside shoulder of that receiver, the receiver seemed to be looking back over his.
Up here, they're going to evenly divided 4 receivers. Back to the right. Cabasa calling the play here in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Drops back, he'll look, he'll throw left, and that pass is juggled and intercepted along the far sideline to the 30, to the 20, and spinning around, and then I guess he stepped out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Wow, what an interception. Khalil Doumbia was able to make the play and return it, and they're going to spot it, I think, at the 8-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Hawkeyes.
That looked very, very sniffed out. Cornerback just sat back on his heels right there, waiting for something to develop. I can't help but wonder why, he's at home, and he's like, you know what, this sounds really funny, and I'm going to put it on paper, and we'll see how it works. And make Tom read it.
Oh, my. Or rewrite it about 5 or 6 times. I won't have to write script till 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Anyway, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line as Nacello,
heads up.
He nearly gets blitzed out. He'll have to throw, and he ends up throwing it all the way to Rahway, incomplete.
Yeah, that was good penetration right up there, up front, right from the snap. It looked like the snap count was telegraphed by the defensive front, and they bulldozed that offensive line over, sending the.
So, 2nd and goal, again from the 8-yard line. They're going to go I formation this time. This time the up back, number 10. Waiting here, and he's going to get the handoff. A couple missed tackles, but the Sharks are ready for him. And leading the charge, Nadir Mack ran through and forces maybe a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, great footwork by the running back here. He's definitely shifty, but however, he had no blocking. So with no blocking, you get no yards. And that's
you would think
that's the game.
Well,
unless you're Barry Sanders, you need blocking. There was none on that play.
Or that ghost character from the Ant-Man and the Wasp. That would be my guess.
I did not see that movie. Was that any good?
I did last night. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Just as good as Ant-Man was. My wife and I actually saw it last night while we had some time, so it all worked out.
Nice.
So anyway, 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Let's see if the defense can pull through for the Sharks as Nicello again lines up in an I formation. Just one receiver to the far side, and they're going to pitch it out. And 10 will run it. To the 10, to the 5.
Stretches
Did he
out.
Let's see if he got it. He did!
Wow.
Welcome to the end zone. Number 10 gets 10, and -4 equals 6. So he ends up extending the lead for the Gladiators. Nice run on the sweep on the outside.
You know, they must have heard me from all the way up here in the booth because the blocking was set up perfectly on that sweep to the outside, and let's not discredit the speed of that running back because he took it to the outside fast but knew that if he just got a couple
Else can do with this 33-yard extra point. Referee blows his whistle, and we'll see what happens here. They could call a fake for all we know. Here's the snap. Extra point on its way, and it goes under the crossbar. No good.
just a bit low.
Yes, indeed. So we'll take a break here as the Sharks will get the ball when we return. 14-0. The Hawkeyes lead the Sharks.
Still the first quarter. A lot of football left.
Most definitely. We still got about 3 quarters plus to go. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to go far side. And again, it's going to be the Upman. And he's not sure which way to go, but he's going to try to get to about the 30-yard line. Didn't quite work out. That was Jared Mays, who was one of the Upmen on this case. So it ends up being 1st and 10, and they're going to spot the ball at about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 kickoffs have gone to the up man. So either it's a strategic thing or, you know, the kicker's just having a hard time getting it down to the receiving, the guys that are back. But decent field position right here. The Sharks need
The ball at the 28-yard line. We've got to give you some progress scores as well whenever we can. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Cabasa will line up in the shotgun. They actually are going to really bunch this formation up. Let's see what the Sharks decide to do because there are no receivers lined up on either side. Let's see what they decide to do on this one. Oh, hard count, but
no contact.
no contact yet. Now Cabasa back. He's looking. He's under a rush. He might be in trouble.
Oh.
He is. Down he goes. Brought down by Devin Hall. Boy, he's a veteran when it comes to semi-pro stuff, and he read what Cabasa was going to do and made sure that he didn't do it.
And the problem is when you bunch the formation like they just did, it's very hard to get those guys to get on their out route.
On, and
Last night.
oh, that was last night. I'm sorry.
Friday Night
Didn't know
Football.
there was action. I didn't know there was action last night. Of course, I think he was a little preoccupied here. 2nd and 17 as Cabasa will throw to the left. That pass is caught, and going only to about the 25-yard line is Joey Caiello. He ends up gaining 3. By the way, the other progress report, the Brooklyn Seminoles, a 20-10 lead over the Tri-County Owls. Remember, the Owls came off an impressive win last week in Bridgewater, so good Hawkeyes defense who pretty much has a good beat as to what he's trying to do, but he's going to spread the backfield here, and he loses the snap, and he regains it. Now he's going to run, but not for long, as down he went and in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another slippery ball. I mean, the rain has definitely picked up within the last 10 minutes. You got to be careful. I mean, you just got to concentrate one thing at a time. I mean, get that ball in your possession first. Watch your guys develop. I know there's not a lot of time. You know, the offensive line, and not even discouraged by this rain. They're just hanging out and enjoying some Saturday night football.
Well, it's definitely a lot of fun. I've done many games, of course, in conditions like this. Of course, doing a high school game one year, and there was conditions like this. But anyway, here's the punt.
Sky
a
punt.
very high punt. But it takes a Hawkeyes bounce and will go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So we'll say about a 36-yard punt, but very, very good field position for the Hawkeyes as they will start in plus territory, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, he definitely had a great punt there. Got it up there high enough for his flankers on the outside to get down there relatively quick. However, you know, the height was great, the distance was not, and it looks like the Hawkeyes are going to start in plus territory in an offensive scheme that is pretty much ran rapid already in the first quarter, this first half of this football game.
We also got people checking in from Arizona, New Mexico, and Florida. Want to send shouts out to them. April, New Mexico, Trisha in Arizona, and Sarah in South Florida checking out this game, even though it feels like this is a very tropical shower that's taking place.
I can assume their weather out there where they're watching from is much nicer than
We
it is right
think, but who knows. 1st and 10, as here's a handoff along the left side, and missing tackles, but moving across the 40 to the 38 is George Stevens. he was able to pick up a good 5 yards on the play to make it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, George Stevens looks to be a downhill runner, one of those bull running backs. I talked about it last week on last week's broadcast. Guys that like to run downhill and run downhill angry. And that right there will get you at least a good chunk of yards, even if the blocking doesn't really develop right away. His eyes are up front and they're looking forward, and it's always going to be a positive gain.
It'll be 2nd, and we're going to say 4. They're going to give him 6 yards down to 37-yard line. Their quarterback, which of course is Nocello, he waits in the shotgun. They evenly divide the receivers despite the heavy rain. He goes back. He throws over the left. Passes caught right to marker the 33-yard line.
Got to be careful.
And he gets basically a wave of tackles right there. He may have the first down. You would think that when you're unsure, just move forward. And he went every direction but forward.
Yeah, what happens is some of these receivers, we know that what they're capable of on the outsides. We get it. Like, they're fast and they're slick. However, when you catch that ball, and you have pretty much nowhere to go and you know where you are, it's all about awareness. He caught that ball at the first down marker. He should have just
figured. So whether you're fighting for a first down or your country, both fight to win. So 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again, Nocello, they're going to go with the option, and it's Stevens. Stevens will wow his way to about the 30-yard line before being brought down by Nate James. So 2nd and 7.
Well, like I said just before, that was stopped at the line of scrimmage. He had nowhere to go for that one, but this running back always keeping his eyes down and his feet moving. You get a 3-yard gain out of this. So definitely respect to the running back who keeps on chugging along.
And we might see a lot more running given this pretty heavy rain. And for those on both sides of the ball, for the Hawkeyes or the Sharks, I'm sure vision is going to be a big thing because of the visors that they're wearing. I mean, that's pretty tough, and especially when you have to deal with the glare of the lights, that's a tough thing here too. So 2nd and 7 now from the 30 is Nocello. In the shotgun will take the snap. He's under a rush. He's looking, and he's going to fire for the end zone. And it just goes through the hands of Darius Wade, incomplete. That was a good try. I would have to think in drier weather he makes that catch or there's a better throw.
That's a touchdown right there. I mean, unfortunately, the ball just sails right through his arms there. But I like the way this quarterback is moving around in the pocket. I mean, he saw he was not flushed to the outside right away. He was flushed inside. So he stepped up, made a play, avoided all pass rush, and put that ball pretty much in a perfect spot. That ball should have been caught.
Now, don't forget, I'm sure people on better weather would have invited people to come out and see this. But, hey, go to the Jersey Sharks football page on Facebook, and you will find the live broadcast here from rainy Edison, New Jersey. So make sure you take a shot and check us out here. Hawkeyes up 14-0, and here's Nocello on 3rd down. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look. He throws at the middle. Pass is going to be caught inside the 15-yard line, and that's going to be another first down after a lot of moving, and it ends up being Malik Walker. He had the first touchdown, and here he is, a gain of 15. That puts the Hawkeyes in the Edison Collision red zone.
I like Walker. I like the way he's playing this first half of football, and I like his awareness of where he knows to be on the field. And like you said before, like I said before, the quarterback he's very composed. He's not getting.
I just better not break down. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
You lose money that way.
Well, yeah, that too. Nocello back here. He's going to try and run it himself. He calls his own number. And, speaking of Edison collision, there's a collision by Trevor Jackson to the 10-yard line.
I mean, he ate that right on the oh boy, he got floored and decleated on that one. However, that's the danger you put yourself in. You want to call your own number. That makes sense. He saw some green in front of him, saw a lot of real estate, but you got to be careful, man. Those safeties, they use that Madden hit stick a lot when they have a chance because there's nothing greater than making your entire sideline.
Mother Nature's thunder when you have a hit like that in the pouring rain. 2nd and 4 now. They're going to spot it at the 9, and Nocello again will line up in the shotgun. Evenly divided 4 receivers. Nocello will give the run to Stevens. Stevens will get to about the 6. He might just be a little short of a first down. We'll see where the officials spot that one.
Yeah, like I said, this is a great combination. They're really keeping the Sharks defense on their heels because every time you think they're going to keep throwing that ball, which has been pretty accurate other than a couple drops, they spring another run on you. And this running back, like I said before, He is something. He's just downhill, and he's lethal.
Well, it's 14 draw.
Look for the fullback here. Let's see if he's a running type of fullback.
And that would
he
be
took his own
Cy
number.
Lembrick. And it's going to be a quarterback draw, and I think it's going to be good enough for a first down. They're going to spot at the 4. So Nicello calls his number, and it'll be first and goal.
See, fullback did not get the ball. However, he did push his own quarterback to the first down marker, so he got the ball anyway, right?
Are you allowed to do that?
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Yeah, that's momentum. I mean, that's football. You're just going to have to keep chugging along. And obviously when the piles get a little too big, when there's a lot of people involved, sometimes you'll get a premature whistle. But in that case, fullback knew exactly what the quarterback needed out of that. He just needed to fall forward. It was 3rd and inches.
Well, it's first and goal now, which will be, I would say, 144 inches. The ball will be spotted at the 4-yard line.
That's math.
See, I always throw crazy numbers at you. So the lineman and I formation. Let's see if Stevens gets his number called this time. And now officials blow the whistle, and I think we're going to have a false start against the Hawkeyes, so it backs it up first and goal from the 9.
Hey, just got to be careful. But now, we keep talking about this Hawkeyes offense, but let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about this Jersey Sharks defense. They're going to really need to buckle down right now. They do not want to find themselves down 3 scores heading to halftime. So even if they do let up any kind of points on this particular drive, they got to put something together on offense to stay in this game.
So first and goal now from the 9-yard line. They kind of changed the play a little bit, but they still only have one receiver from the near side. The pitch out is Stevens. Let's see what he does. He reverses direction.
Whoa, baby.
Missed 1 tackle, missed a 2nd, not a 3rd. A lot of running and possibly a 1-yard loss to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of went against everything I was talking about as far as his style of running, of being downfield. He was very shifty east and west on that one. So you got to be careful with that, especially, it is 2nd down. They got more time.
Somerset Bears. The Connecticut Bombers with a 16-0 lead over Somerset. That game, I believe, in the 2nd quarter right now.
Tough sledding so far for the Bears.
Trying to get back on point after a disappointing season opener.
Oh,
back goes Nicello. He's going to roll around to his left, back up, fire a pass, and it is caught! Welcome to the end zone. That is Ronald Butler, and he delivers the score to extend the lead for the New Jersey Hawkeyes.
That's a fantastic job by the quarterback. He's just, he's flushed out, doesn't lose his composure, keeps his eyes down the field. Instead of calling his own number like you would assume he would do to just try to get some kind of gain out of it, he kept his vision tunnel down the field, and a great job. A 50-50 ball, I want to say. That wasn't very on the assuming drive.
And that makes it 20-0, and the Hawkeyes will decide to try back this one and go for 2, or a weird-looking pistolero or something. They do have a receiver on the far side. It's a play action.
Uh-oh.
A pass is intercepted, and there are points to be made if he can get there, but no, only to about the 13-yard line. James Walker negates the conversion. Will come back with the Sharks getting the ball, but they trail the Hawkeyes by a count of.
SG Network, folks.
Yep, you got that right. All right, here's the kickoff by the Hawkeyes, and it's a good one. Looks like it'll be taken by Kareem Stewart, who will run along the near side, gets to the 25, and brought down very quickly. I think that was Caprillo who was able to get to the 26. And by the way, whether the extra point is successful or not, the extra point or the conversion is always a classic, just like Team New Jersey's Fast Pitch Summer Classic. Always elite and consistently called right down the middle. But isn't that my job?
I would hope so.
Yeah, yours too, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, I mean, it's 20-0. We got ourselves a little bit of a one-sided battle right now. However, look for the little things. So
first one to let me know about the clock over there, because I haven't said a word on that this entire game.
Well, I don't.
And we've had a quarter and a half, and we're midway through the second.
I don't like to reference it if it's not
you're right.
accurate, but at least it gives a ballpark.
Here's a handoff on 1st and 10, and once again, that is Daquan Gray, who is able to get to about the 29-yard line, probably a 2-yard gain that time.
Yeah, decent run. Like I said, they got to get something going here. They're trying to stay within the confines of their game plan. They don't want to start chucking up the ball, because these Hawkeye defenders, I'm telling you right now, they've been swarming. They've been swarming everywhere, so they really can't get anything going right now. But you don't want to go too crazy. Still a lot of football left, so let's see what they do on 2nd down.
So 2nd, and we're going to say, I would say about 8.5. They're going to spot the ball to the 29-yard line. Cabasa considering now that the rain has let up substantially, it's still lightly raining. But Cabasa may have a better chance of getting some passing yards here as he evenly divides the receivers. Now under a rush, ends up getting hit as he threw the ball, but it's incomplete as the ball went forward. So it'll end up being third and about 8.5 instead.
We almost had our own variation of the Major League Football tuck rule. That could have been very well called there. I mean, that was scary. But like I said, this offensive line really needs to start stepping up just a little bit. Give this kid a little bit more time. I like the way he throws that ball. However, much like last Big Bucks.
Third and 8 now from the 29-yard line as Cabasa lines up in the shotgun. Again, the receivers are evenly divided back to his right. Cabasa gets a snap. Oh, he juggles it.
Oh, boy.
Now he's going to try and get out of the way of one defender and throw to his left, and the pass ends up being incomplete. It would not be a catch anyway, as it was intended for Joey Caliello. And, again, the Sharks go 3 and out.
Yeah, it's another unfortunate down, third and long there. You got to look for your routes, but you also got to get these snaps down. Do one thing at a time. I know it sounds easier said than done, but you got to do one thing at a time. Get the snap, read your defenses, and unload that ball, because right now he is flustered and he is on the run at all times, and that's just a recipe for disaster.
And I'll tell you, the Hawkeyes have been smelling this, especially in the second quarter, up with a 2-score lead, and they're now up 3 with this 20-0 lead. And it'll be punting time once again for James Walker, who's like, do I have to be out here again? But, yes, on 4th down he has to.
Tell you what, Darius Wade, keep your eye on number 0 of the Hawkeyes. He is barking at the Sharks sidelines. I would hope he knows guys over there, but it looks like he's trying to get in their heads.
Well, here comes the snap, and they do get the punt away. Incidental contact on the punter as the ball goes out of bounds around the midfield stripe. Yeah, just shy of midfield, and that is where the Hawkeyes will start. 1st and 10 from just inside the 50-yard line. The Hawkeyes with a 20-0 lead. So now what do you call nothing? They've scored on all 3 of their possessions so far. There's been a touchdown run, and there have been 2 touchdown passes by Nicello as well. As he takes the snap, he's under a rush. He's going to have to try and run it himself. He will, and then he gets leveled for maybe a yard at the 48-yard line. A great tackle by Corey Walker for only a 1-yard pickoff.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you definitely need. You need something. You got to get the spark going. Get your defense to swarm around the ball. Finally, some pressure up front. So, you get your quarterback under duress. He's bound to make a mistake if you keep a hand in it.
And the Shark defense trying to get something going here. They want to make a stop, and you got to start somewhere, as you mentioned, Dave. Here's Nicello. Back to pass.
There you
under
go.
a rush. Has to throw, and basically the nearest receiver was Kevon Shaw, the tight end. Incomplete. No flag because there was a receiver in the area, but if anything, the Sharks set up a 3rd and 11.
That was a big one. That was a big one. Like I said, you're knocking the quarterback to the ground on that one. They sniffed him out before. This time they put him on his butt. Yeah, listen, you got to stick with this. Do what you know how to do up front, that defensive front. They've used not a lot of techniques up in that defensive front. It's just bull run.
The time on the field, so we'll try and update as best we can. But 3rd and 11. From midfield.
It's a big stop here for the Sharks.
Oh, this is a big play for the Sharks defense if they're to stay in this game. Nicello in the shotgun. Let's see what he does. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's under a rush, and he's got to throw. Oh, he is hit right after he throws the ball. Incomplete and no flag. So that's going to force the Hawkeyes to punt for the very first time, and then a flag suddenly came in extremely late.
That's got to be some kind of personal foul, unsportsmanlike of some variation. That was way late. This is going to be a killer. If this is against the Sharks here, folks, this is going to be
well, who knows? I'm thinking
unsportsmanlike on the offense.
Yeah, that was one of 2 possibilities. Either roughing the passer was called 20 seconds late, or unsportsmanlike conduct against the Hawkeyes because of the no call.
Absolutely.
So that's going to force 15 yards, and the down's going to count. So the snap for the punt for the Hawkeyes will be from their own 35-yard line, something they haven't seen very often in this game, a play from their own territory.
Now we're going to find out. Looks like DeMille Bowles will be back there.
Way back there is going to be DeMille Bowles to try and return this one.
Uh-oh.
They get the snap off, and let's see
Wow.
what Bowles does. He stands at the 20, catches, and away he goes. To the 25, and he's not going to get much further.
Oh,
The 28-yard line. I think that was Charlie McNeil who was able to make that stop.
Heads up.
Then flags after the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Sharks. We'll figure out this mess momentarily. But anyway, Dave, for the Sharks, I mean, last 2 possessions, 3 and out. Is this the opportunity for them to get themselves going?
Oh, 100%. I mean, right now, and look, I understand you never encourage stuff like this that's happening on the field right now. There's tempers flying. It's football. However, this might be one of.
Speaking of in the house, we understand that Les Miles, otherwise known as Gerb, he's here.
Oh, boy.
So hopefully he'll be able to check in a little while here. 1st and 10 for the 29 as Cabasa throws sidearm, and the pass is caught, and a couple of hard hits. Landing is Kareem Stewart at about the 30. That has got to be the most painful 1-yard gain he's had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, look, the quarterback, obviously you said he threw a sidearm there. That was what he needed to do. So that adjustment that quarterback shows you that he's very more than capable of making some good plays. Because if he would have threw that overhand, chances are they get swatted down by one of the defenders. So good sidearm pass, and let's see if they can keep this going. These visors, you got to be careful here because that'll obstruct your view pretty easily.
All right, so 2nd and 9 from the 30-yard line. Cabasa, he'll drop back, has a little time, and he'll fire.
Wow.
And a nice catch. Once again, that is Kareem Stewart. A 14-yard pickup to the 44, and that is a U.S. Marine Corps recruiting first down. Just as a quick reminder, with that first down, another Marine has answered a call as the single greatest weapon in the United States, the elite fighting spirit.
Little up-tempo here.
Oh, well, whether you're fighting for a first down in the country, both fight to win. You said up-tempo.
I did.
All right, so I believe you now, Dave. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. That's more like on a double march with that sponsor. Cabasa in the shotgun, standing at the 40-yard line. He had those receivers divide evenly, and say goes heavy on the left. Long count as he'll take the snap under a little bit of a rush. Now has room to run if he wants to. 45 and brought down to the 48. He was tackled high, but he wasn't, shall we say, bulldog down like Dustin Rhodes, but it's still a 4-yard pickup.
I mean, exactly. What you got to do on every play. It looks like we're going to get a timeout from the Sharks.
Yeah, timeout by the Sharks, and I believe each team has one. Okay, we just had a minor audio blip here, but we are back here in Edison. 1st and 10 from the 2nd and 6 from the 48-yard line as Cabasa lines up in the shotgun. Let's see what he called a 4-yard gain for himself the first time. Now he's back. He has some time. He'll throw up the pike. And the pass, incomplete. Just couldn't hang on to it. Kareem Stewart had it, but I'll tell you, that ball is so slick. It would have been very difficult for him to bring that down.
Yeah, that's a perfectly thrown ball. This quarterback has been very accurate on this drive in particular, getting that ball out, having time. You know, he flushes himself out, which is fine. If he likes to scramble, he can do that. He's got the feet to do it. However, keeping his eyes down the field, great pass. Just
elsewhere, we're hoping you're enjoying this football. Remember, when we go to halftime, we'll have interviews from last week's game, and we'll also have a special guest. Here on 3rd and 6, Cabasa.
We got a flag down.
And a flag down as he went down. Let's see what this is all about. I mean, you could say it could be holding, but the officials might see something else.
Age-old mistake there. You never want to turn your back on a defense like he just did right there. Just trying to get out of the pocket, but he turned his entire back. So now you don't know where your rush is coming from. And, of course, that always equals disaster as he hits the turf.
And it is indeed a hold against the offense, so that'll be refused, obviously. So it forces 4th down and another punt for the Jersey Sharks. I mean, they had the right idea, but unfortunately they stalled again as the Hawkeyes and their defense. Well, they had like 3 or 4 sacks already in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough sledding so far for this quarterback. I mean, right now you think about it, and
been the entire first half here.
It looks like a bold decision here. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 10.
Wow. 4th and 10 as back goes Cabasa looking, fires at the pike, and it's incomplete.
Oh.
And then a flag down at the end. Could that be a taunt?
I'm going to go with this one being on the Sharks here just because of the way it was called, but we'll see what the ref says. But let's see what the Hawkeyes decide to do here with 2 and change left.
All right, remember, and neither team has a timeout left, so keep that in mind. 1st and 10 from the 44 as Nocello will try and get the snap as the rain really coming down here. He'll take the snap, and that pass is caught along the far sideline to the 40, 39-yard line. So about 5-yard pickup. Kyle Ward, the receiver, so you keep it going. It'll be 2nd and 5, but remember, they have to go up tempo because